Hey everyone, welcome back. This is a review of Berserk Chapter 2 entitled The Brand. Berserk. Goddamn. Like, last chapter I thought was incredible. An incredible opening to the series, but this chapter is even better. It just keeps getting darker and darker by the chapter. Okay. Goddamn, it's like... And there may be some slight hints in this chapter that Berserk is a much deeper character than he appeared to be in the last chapter, which is good. I'm glad. Alright, because, you know, like I said before, just having a character being badass does not make them a good fucking character. It doesn't, period. But there are some subtle hints in this chapter that he might be a deeper character than we think at first. So that's good, of course. Now... that fucking bloodshed. The bloodshed and that violence is so fucking good. And this art is amazing. I have to keep reiterating this. This is a 90s fucking manga here. A 90s manga. And the art is so fucking good. I can't even... Like, it has over 300 chapters now. I can't even imagine how fucking outstanding the art must be now. If it was this good in the fucking 90s. Incredible. Okay. And that fucking... So Guts ends up leaving the village. Yeah, which is kind of weird, because I thought he was going to the castle to kill that one guy, but apparently either he's not, or the castle's not in the village and he's going there right now. But either way, though. Berserk leaves the village, and he's heading towards an unknown destination at this point. And he ends up coming by a priest and his daughter on a carriage. And and they offer him a ride. He rejects it at first, saying, you know, I'm being hunted by evil spirits, but they claim that they're being protected by gods. And then he has kind of like an inner monologue saying, you know, well, it's not my problem if these people get killed, you know. And that's important later on, too. So he agrees to it. And then later on, these skeletons start attacking them, and Guts has to fend them off. And then the girl ends up getting out of the carriage, going against his orders, and gets fucking impaled. She gets fucking impaled. I did not see that coming. And then, later on, you find out that she's actually, I guess, being controlled by the incubus. And she beheads her own father and holds his head in her hand, looking very menacing with that smile. And then she proceeds to stab Guts, and he actually allows it to happen. And this, I think, is important, because it either tells us one of two things, or possibly both. And that is either Guts was lying when he said he doesn't care about the weak, and he actually does, deep down, at least a tiny bit. Or, I believe her name was Cosette. She could remind Guts of something like a lover or a daughter that he had or maybe a son, because she does kind of look like... I thought she was a good boy at first, that he had in the past that was killed. Okay, or both, or a combination of both, possibly. Which is kind of in this chapter what I meant by, you know, there's hints that Guts is probably going to end up being a deeper character later on. Okay. Yeah, but he just let her fucking stab him. And then he ended up killing her, obviously, because he wanted to fucking live, but still, though. Another thing that tells me that Guts will probably end up being a much deeper character later on in the series is that, supposedly, as we learned in the last chapter, the elf, Puck, is able to sense people's true emotions and true feelings. And Puck keeps hanging around fucking Guts. I highly doubt that fucking scaredy pussy elf would keep hanging around Guts if he didn't believe, like truly believe, that Guts was at least showed some sort of pity or remorse. Okay, or was or more of a sympathetic person. Okay, I'm just saying that's kind of another thing that tells me that Guts will probably become a much deeper character later on. So, but this chapter was just amazing. Like, And I'm so interested to continue, so interested to learn more about Guts. Because we really don't know anything about him so far. And again, this is only the second chapter. Okay, so that's not a complaint, that's just a statement. We don't really know anything about him so far. We know that we have hints that he might have an outrageously, enormously tragic past, but we don't really know what that is yet. But I'm interested in learning more about this character, and finding out if there's any other characters that'll be introduced that won't be killed off immediately when they're introduced. Who knows? Anyways, though, oh god, 10 out of fucking 10 for this chapter. Like, it was an amazing chapter, like better than the last chapter. And I didn't think that was possible because the last chapter was so fucking amazing. Like, oh god, amazing chapter, really it is. So anyways, overall, hope you enjoyed this review, guys. See you after, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.